Kia ora, and welcome to another airport update of my fictional Knoxville International Airport. It's been a while since we've been back here, and the spring season is in full swing. It's getting quite warm out, at least most of the time here in Minnesota, although I'm sure in Knoxville it's a lot more comfortable. We have some new aircraft, some new aircraft swaps, and all that for the spring and into the summer season, so we'll have that to look forward to in this airport update. So yeah, a lot to get into. The time frame for this update, by the way, is 6:30 p.m. We'll get started right here with this FedEx Feeder ATR 72. This aircraft is in from Memphis, and it'll be heading back out there. Old reliable FedEx Feeder ATR 72 on the Memphis turn. It happens every update. Here we have the FedEx Express 767-300 in from Newark. We'll be heading out to Oakland. We have the UPS 767-300 right here. This one is in from Chicago Rockford. We'll be heading out to Ontario. And here is the UPS 757-200, which is in from Louisville, and we'll be heading back out there. And the UPS MD-11 still sitting idle, probably to get sent to the boneyard. We have the United 737-800. This aircraft is currently taxiing in after its arrival from Bozeman, Montana. The Eastern 767 still here, just sitting idle, waiting for its next mission. And then we have the World Atlantic MD-83. This aircraft is not on a charter to Havana, Cuba. Rather, today it is being chartered out by a local lodge. They're going to fly this out to Disney World, a 3-day trip. So this will be heading out to Orlando, Sanford. Definitely very interesting, very unique circumstance here. I guess we're not going to comment on the politics of this lodge, although it is carrying one Archibald bunker. So I don't think anyone here is going to get that reference, but yeah, they're heading out to Orlando, Sanford to see Disney World, so I hope they have a good time. Here we have the Spirit A320neo. Of course, Spirit is sadly no longer, so while we wait to see what happens with the Spirit aircraft, the airport just pulled this guy over here, so it's out of the way of everybody else, sort of like the UPS thing, although this is a UPS gate, so it's sort of just being taking space away from its counterpart aircraft. But here's a Spirit A320neo, just will be sitting here for who knows how long. Here's the DHL 737-800 in from Cincinnati. We'll be heading back out there, of course. We have a United 757-200. This aircraft came in earlier from a charter and is just sitting here. We'll be getting set to head out to Newark here in a few hours. And here we have the American. This is a very interesting circumstance of why this is here. This is the first time showing this aircraft in an airport update, the American 787-9 Dreamliner. So actually we're not really here for good reasons. You can see the fire medical crews out here. There's a medical emergency on this aircraft, a flight from DFW to London Heathrow, and they diverted here, and they are assisting the passenger who had medical emergency on board the aircraft. So that is, I guess, the situation with this guy. They just parked it out here at the remote stand. There were no cargo aircraft, or at least not UPS, FedEx, large cargo aircraft that were here in this airport update, so he was able to fit over here in the remote stands by the cargo area. So yeah, they're assisting that passenger right now, but I guess it's interesting to see a different aircraft here that we normally don't get to see, the American 787-9 Dreamliner. And we'll move into the blue concourse here, but we'll begin, or the blue terminal rather. We'll start with this United Express CRJ 550 taxiing out. This will be making the service out to Toledo, Ohio, and it arrived in from Little Rock, Arkansas. Or I'm going to change that one. Didn't arrive in from Little Rock. This one arrived in from, let's go Greensboro, North Carolina. It's kind of another old, reliable CRJ 550 route. We'll move over here into the gates, beginning with, this will not be a CRJ 550, but a CRJ 700 operated by SkyWest. This one is in from Little Rock, Arkansas, and it'll now be heading on over to, let's go, I think Bloomington, Illinois. Is that a thing, Bloomington, Illinois? I guess Champaign, Urbana. That's a thing. Here we have the United Express E-175. This aircraft is operated by Mesa Airlines. This one is in from Austin, Texas, and it'll be heading out to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We have another E-175 right here. This one is in the older livery. This aircraft is in from Savannah, Georgia, and it'll now be heading out to Columbus, Ohio. Here's the United A319. This aircraft is in from Madison, Wisconsin, and it'll be heading out to Grand Rapids, Michigan. This 737-800 is in from Detroit, and it'll be heading out to Fort Myers. We have the Herart here, 757-200. This aircraft arrived in from, tower fell down. This aircraft arrived in from Newark, and it'll be heading out to, or rather this one arrived in from LAX, will be heading out to San Francisco. Here we have the MAX 9. This aircraft is in from Orlando, MCO, and it'll be heading out to Miami. We have another MAX 9 right here. This is in the older livery, and this aircraft is in from Denver, and it'll be heading out to Boston. Here's a 737 MAX 8, and this aircraft arrived in from, let's see here, Albuquerque, and it'll be heading out to Houston. And we have one more 737-800, and this aircraft is in from Providence, and it'll be heading out to Syracuse. We have the United A321neo. This one is getting pushed back kind of a peculiar way. It came out of Alpha 2 here, so they have to push it back and then turn it around and pull it forward so it can engine start without blasting the terminal or anybody standing back here. So they're just pulling that one forward a little bit, and they'll get the engine started. Here's the United A321neo. This aircraft is heading out to Seattle, and it arrived in from Phoenix. Here we have the Air Canada A320. This aircraft is in from Toronto. We'll be heading back out there. The first of two London flights, well, not in this airport update, but the first of two daily services on United to London. This one heading up to London Heathrow, the 767-300. We have the Lufthansa 747-8i. This is in the Lufthansa Retro livery, which looks really cool. One of my favorite models from NG models. Wish I would have gotten the chance to fly this one when I flew on the Lufthansa 747, but unfortunately that was not meant to be. However, this one arrived in from Frankfurt, and it'll be heading back out there. That's one of two actually very interesting Lufthansa aircraft that we'll see today. It's not the last one. We have the United 737-900. This aircraft is in from, let's go, Santiago de los Caballeros, and it'll be heading on to Portland, Oregon. Pushing back right here is the United 777-300ER. This one's pushing back for Frankfurt as well, actually, and arrived in from there. That one's in the turn today. Here is the ITA A350-900. In from Rome, we'll be heading back out there. The United 767-400 is in from Munich, and we'll be heading back out there. Another turn. And how about one more turn for this United 787-10 Dreamliner? which is in from Brussels, Belgium, and it'll be heading back out there. So a whole bunch of United international flights to Europe, transatlantic flights, and mix in some other Lufthansa Group airlines in there as well. As always, in the B concourse here in the Blue Terminal. Taxiing in here, we had the Sun Country 737-800. This is in the Tide Pod livery, and it arrived in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and is currently taxiing over to Delta 6. We have the Frontier A321 in the Cubby the Bear livery. This aircraft arrived in from Phoenix Sky Harbor, and it'll now be heading out to, let's go, Cleveland, Ohio. Southwest 737-700 right here in the Hart livery. This aircraft is in from Chicago Midway, and it'll be heading out to San Antonio. We have the 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery with split scimitars, and this aircraft arrived in from Dallas Love Field. We'll be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor. And the MAX 8 over here is in from Orlando, and it'll be heading out to Baltimore. We have one more Southwest MAX 8, and that is the Canyon Blue Retro. This aircraft is taxiing in from Cancun, and now this one will be heading out to Fort Lauderdale. The Frontier A320neo is also in from Cancun, and this one will now be heading on to Denver. Here is the Porter Q400. This is the final of three daily services out to Toronto City Billy Bishop. It also arrived in from there. And then here is the Allegiant A319, and this aircraft is in from Destin Fort Walton Beach, and it'll now be heading on to, let's see here, Appleton, Wisconsin. And I always like to save the heavies for last, so we'll do that again today. Here's the Delta A321neo. This aircraft is in from LAX, so it'll be heading out to Seattle. We have the Delta A321 right here. This aircraft arrived in from Phoenix and will be heading out to Boston. Here's the Delta A320. This one has service today out to New York LaGuardia. And the Delta 717, and from Atlanta on the turn. Here we have the Delta 767-400 in the breast cancer awareness livery. This aircraft is in from London Heathrow, and this is the Delta service out to London. We have a lot of London flights out of here. Here's Team USA on the A330-900 Neo, and this one is in from... this is the Paris service, I want to say. I'm getting my times mixed up for because the Paris is the earlier one. I actually think this might be the this is the Paris service. So we'll soon be heading out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. The Amsterdam service has still not quite arrived in yet, but this one from Paris will be heading back out there. And we have the Aer Lingus A330-300 in from Dublin and is about to get pushed back for the service, the return service back out to Dublin. Moving along here, we have the Delta Connection CRJ 900. This is operated by Endeavor, and this one arrived in from, let's see, this one's in from Charlottesville, Virginia. We'll be heading out to South Bend, Indiana. We have the CRJ 700 operated by SkyWest. This aircraft is in from Lynchburg, and it'll be pulling into Echo 11 right here. And later today, it'll head on to, let's go, Des Moines, Iowa. We have the American A321 right here, stand up to cancer livery. And this aircraft is in from Phoenix Sky Harbor. We'll be heading back out there today on the turn. Here's the American 737-800, and from Chicago O'Hare, and we'll head out to Dallas. Here's the American A319 with sharklets, very cool. This is in from Washington Reagan National, and now we'll head out to New York LaGuardia. And here's a new service, the Alaska MAX 9 in the West Coast Wonders livery. This aircraft is in from San Diego and is on our once daily Alaska service to San Diego. So this is a new route here that Alaska has started, their third route, in addition to Seattle and Portland. It'll be on the 737-900 and MAX 9, and we'll head out to San Diego. So very nice here, new service at the airport. I don't know if this has happened yet in one of these airport updates that we've had an air quotes new service, because I mean we see new services all the time in these airport updates, but well, that one is new, as in it just started in airport time in airport world. So very cool there. We'll now move on to the internationals, beginning with this Icelandair 757-200. This is in from Reykjavik, Keflavik, of course, and it's heading back out there. So Icelandair still has a couple 757s, not in this livery, unfortunately, but we'll still keep flying the 757s here, or this aircraft, until the 757s are gone for Icelandair. Thankfully, I have some backups. Here's the Star Alliance A330-300, the SAS one. I don't know why I said it in that order, but yeah. Incorrect Alliance, but this is my only SAS A330, so here's the SAS A330. It arrived in from Copenhagen, and it'll be heading back out there. Here's the American Eagle CRJ 700. This is operated by I think SkyWest is the only operator of the American 700s, but that might be wrong. That's at least what's coming to mind right now. This one is in from Charlotte Douglas and is now taxiing out for the service back out there. And here we have a very interesting Delta service. This is the E170, or at least the E175 without enhanced winglets, very intentionally so, because this one is heading out to Hilton Head Island, and the regular enhanced winglets version of the aircraft can't do that. So yeah, they have to fly the E175 with the regular winglets. So yeah, that's what's happening right here. This will be heading out to Hilton Head Island, and it also arrived in from there. Very cool airport code for that airport. It's just hotel, hotel, hotel. Gotta love it. Here we have the Qatar 777-300ER. This one is heading out to Doha. Arrived in from there. All these internationals are going to be turnarounds today. Here we have the British Airways 777-200 and the One World livery, and from London Heathrow, and we'll be heading back out there. Here's a aircraft swap for the summer season, I guess. This Air France 777-300ER, taxiing in from Paris, Charles de Gaulle. It's in the older Air France livery, because it has the smaller titles on the fuselage, but this is my favorite of their liveries, honestly. I think the new titles are a little bit too big. But yeah, it looks very nice on the 777-300. Just about to push back here is the KLM A330-200 heading out to Amsterdam Schiphol. You can see the pushback tug right there. That one is consistent from the last update. This one being KLM's sort of spring season aircraft, although it's not too long before that will get upgauged. This is a big upgauge though. The Emirates 777, that's what it used to be. It's now on the A380, as you can see right here. This is in the new Emirates livery, which I don't like as much as their older livery, but yeah, here's the Emirates A380 in from Dubai, and it will obviously be heading back out there. Really cool to see this on the A380, which it will be for the rest of the summer. Yeah, very cool. Another aircraft that I really am not able to include in many airport updates, at least historically on the channel, so very glad to see that right here. Absolutely gorgeous. Here we have another Delta E-175. This one is heading out on our shuttle service out to Nashville. Here's the Austrian 777-200. This aircraft is taken off for Vienna. And it did get a new Austrian model, actually, so that will come in for the winter service. It is a different aircraft than the 777-200. But during the summer, for higher capacity, that will still be on the 777-200. This is kind of a cool shot with the Austrian in the background. Another aircraft swap for the summer. We have the Lufthansa A380 on the Munich service. How about that? This is another newer model that I acquired and absolutely love it. I love the A380 on the Lufthansa old livery, and I prefer the Lufthansa old livery over the new one any day. But yeah, this one, really beautiful. Arrived in from Munich. We'll be heading back out there. This is the JC Wings version of this model. The aircraft name is actually Hamburg, which is cool because I've been there twice. You can't really see it, but yeah, very nice aircraft right here. The Lufthansa A380, still in the old livery, of course. I needed to get it in the old livery, not in the new livery. But yeah, that'll do it for today's update. Thank you all for checking this one out. I hope it was interesting to see some new aircraft out here, and well, stay tuned for more because that's still going to continue throughout the summer, and I'll try to get some, interesting scenarios in here, mix up the aircraft, some special liveries and all that. So yeah, thank you all for checking this one out, and I'll see you in the next one. Kia ora, good night, and auf Wiedersehen.